All right, so here we're going to go over the review for the first semester tests here. So we'll start off fairly easy. We're working with order of operations. So if you remember your order of operations, your PEMDAS, parentheses, exponents, multiply, divide, and add and subtract. So number one, we got -7 plus -3. We're adding, and both numbers have a negative, so we're going to keep the negative, and then we're just going to add 7 plus 3, which is going to be 10, so -10. 2, -8 plus 6. Right, so in this case we have a different sign. We keep the sign of the bigger number, which is -8, so negative, and then we subtract the smaller number from the big number. 8 minus 6 gives 2, -2. All right, 13. We have two operations here, so now we're starting to look at order of operations. So we don't have any parentheses or exponents. We do have a division, and division is going to come before adding and subtracting. So we got division here, addition there. So we're going to divide first. So 18 divided by 3 is going to equal 6. So then we have 6 plus 5, which is going to be 11. 4, we got 6 plus 6 minus 3. So it's just addition and subtraction. So we just go from left to right. 6 plus 6 is 12. Minus 3 equal 9. Number 5, got multiple operations, and we've got parentheses, so we're going to start within the parentheses. So we'll rewrite this here in the margin. 4 times 3 minus 6 minus 6 minus 4. So we've got two sets of parentheses, so we're going to work with the innermost parentheses first. So we have 4 times 3 minus parentheses 6 minus 6 minus 4 is 2. So then we can now do 6 minus 2. We have 4 times 3 minus 6 minus 2 is going to be 4. So now we have 4 times 3 minus 4, basically. So do the multiplication first. 4 times 3 is 12 minus 4. It's going to be 8. Number 6, -1 minus -1 minus 8. So we have -1 minus a negative, so subtracting a negative is like adding a positive. So -1 plus 1 is going to be 0 minus 8. It's going to be -8. Number 7, just multiplying, finding the product. And so we have two terms, one's negative, one's positive. So the answer has to be negative. And 5 times 8 is 40. Same thing with number 8. 10 times -6. One negative makes the answer negative. And 10 times -6 is -60. Find each quotient. So number 9, we got -4 divided by 4. We have a negative, and 4 divided by 4 is 1, so -1. And 10, both are positive, so we just do the division. 27 divided by 9 is 3. All right, so here we're simplifying the expressions. So just doing the math, combining like terms if we can. So number 11, we have negative 10 minus x plus 6x. These two both have an x. The 10 does not, so we can combine these two with the x's, but we can't put the 10 with them. So we're going to have negative 10 and negative x plus 6x will be plus 5x. 12. Looking for what we have that are alike. We have 2n and 9n that are alike. And then we have 10 and 3 that don't have any variable with them, so they're constant terms. You're going to be able to combine those. So we have 2n plus 9n, be 11n, and then negative 10 plus 3, negative 7. 13 parentheses with a number outside, so we use the distributive property. Multiply that term times everything on the inside. So 9 times negative 8 is going to be negative 72x plus 9 times 9 plus 81. And we can't combine those now because one has an x, the other one doesn't. All right, 14, same as 13, number on the outside. We're going to distribute it. This time, though, the number on the outside is a negative. So we have negative 8 times 10. So one negative is going to be negative 80. And negative 8 times negative 6x is going to make that positive because it's two negatives multiplying. And 6 times 8 is 48x. 15. And distribute the negative 5 first. So negative 5 times r is negative 5r. Negative 5 times 5 is going to be negative 25. And we got plus 6. So the 5r, or negative 5r, doesn't have anything to combine with, but negative 25 and 6 we can combine. So we end up with negative 5r minus 19. 16. We distribute the 7 first. Give us 28 plus 7 times 5 is 35b. And then subtract the 8. So we can subtract the 8 from 28. The 35b has nothing to join with, so it's going to be 28 minus 8 is 20 plus 35b. 17. We have two sets of parentheses, two terms outside, so we're going to do the distributive property twice in this one. So first, 2 times n is 2n, 2 times negative 10, negative 20, negative 8 times negative n, it's going to become positive 8n, and negative 8 times negative 5 plus 40. So then combine like terms. So we have 2n and 8n. So 2n plus 8n is going to be 10n. And negative 20 plus 40, so different sign. So we're going to subtract the 20 from the 40. End up with positive 20. 18. Distribute the 6. 6 times 10v is 60v. 6 times 7 is 42. And we distribute the 3 through the next set of parentheses. 3 times v plus 3v, and 3 times negative 6 will be negative 18. Combine like terms. We have 60v and 3v. They can go together to be 63v. And 42 and negative 18 Both of those don't have a variable, so we can combine those. 42 minus 18 is going to be positive 24. Right, 19 and 20. Solve each equation for the indicated variable. 19 a times c equals b times r. We're trying to solve for a, so we got to get the a by itself. So right now it's a times c. So to move the c to get the a by itself, we're going to have to divide both sides by c. We're going to end up with a equals br divided by c. Once the a is all by itself, then we're done. We can stop. All right, so c minus x equals d plus r for x. So trying to get the x by itself, we can subtract the c from both sides. It gives us negative x equals d plus r minus c. And to get the x without the negative, we're going to divide both sides by negative 1. And all dividing by negative 1 does is change the sign for everything. So we have positive d is going to become negative d. Positive r becomes a negative r, and negative c will become a positive c. All right, 21. We're still solving equations, but this time we got numbers. It's not just all letters. So trying to get the a by itself. So 25 equals a plus 13. Subtract the 13 from both sides. And a is going to be 12. 22. Negative 10 equals b plus 5. Get the b by itself, we just need to subtract the 5. And negative 15 is going to equal b. 23. We have k divided by 7 equals negative 3. So to get the 7 moved to the other side and k by itself, we're going to multiply both sides by 7, which will cancel out the 7 on the left side and just leave us with k. Negative 3 times 7 is negative 21. 24. We got x divided by 11, so we need to multiply both sides by the 11. And which in this case, we got an 11 in the denominator on the right side of the equation as well, which cancel that one out. And we just end up with x equals negative 14. 25. Negative 22 equals negative 7x minus 4x. In this case, we can combine the x's. Negative 22 equals negative 7 minus 4, both negatives, so we can combine them, keep the negative. Negative 11x. And now we can divide by the negative 11 to get the x by itself. Our x is going to be 2 there. 26. Or 41 equals 8n minus 7 times 1 minus 8n. So, I'm going to do a little order of operations here. You gotta parentheses with a number outside, so we're going to distribute the negative 7 through there. 441 equals 8n minus 7, and negative 7 times negative 8n is going to be plus 56n. So 8n plus 56n. If we combine those, that's going to give us 64n minus 7. Add the 7 to both sides. So 448 equals 64n. And then to get the n by itself, divide by the 64. And we get 7 equals the n. All right, 27, 189 equals negative 9 times negative 4 plus m. Distribute the negative 9. 189 equals negative 9 times negative 4. Be positive 36. And negative 9 times m is going to be negative 9m. And we can subtract the 36 from both sides. It's 153 equals negative 9m. We have a negative 9 on both sides. That's going to give us 17 equals m. Alright, so then 28, a little simpler than 27. Just going to add the 7 to both sides. Gives 28 equals negative 2x. So by negative 2. When we do that, we're going to have negative 14 equals x. All right, 29, find the slope of the line through each pair of points. So this one we're using the slope formula. y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. x1, y1, x2, y2. Just to make sure we don't mess up the order. So y2 minus y1 is going to be 13 minus negative 12. And then that's going to be over x2 minus x1. It's going to be negative 6 for x2 minus 0. So 13 minus negative 12, double negative, it's like adding it. Give us 25. And negative 6 minus 0 is just negative 6. So 25, negative 25 sixths is going to be our answer there. I don't think that simplifies it. Alright, so then number 30, still finding the slope, which in this case, this equation's in y equals mx plus b format, and the slope is whatever is right in front of the x. So in this case, number 30, we got negative 3/4 in front of the x. It's just as easy as recognizing that, so negative 3/4 is our slope. so 31, they gave us an equation in standard form, want us to find or to sketch the graph. So in order to do this one, I'm going to use the x-intercept and the y-intercept, which if we're doing the x-intercept, that means we're plugging in a 0 for the y. So x plus 5y equals 10. Replace that y with 0, so x plus 5 times 0 equals 10. 5 times 0 is just 0, so that's just x equals 10. And then for the y-intercept, it's going to be x plus 5y equals 10, but we are plugging in a 0 for the x. So it's going to be 0 plus 5y equals 10. 5y equals 10 divided by the 5. So the y is going to go through 2 on the axis. And then the x-intercept is actually at 10, which actually didn't give us a big enough graph to do that. I'm just going to extend it out. 7, 8, 9, 10. So the graph should look something like that. Alright, so then number 32, they're giving us the x and y intercepts, so we don't have to do any math here, we just have to plot them. So x-intercept is -1, so -1 on the x. Y-intercept is -1, so -1 on the y. The graph looks like that. And 33, y equals 4x plus 5. Which is in y equals mx plus b format. So we get our slope and our y-intercept. So the slope here is what's in front of the x, which is 4. The y-intercept, or the b, is what's at the end, which is positive 5. So to graph it, we're going to go to 5 on the y-axis. And the slope is 4 over 1. So that means that we go up 4 and to the right 1, but we're going to actually run out of graph here if we do that. So we're going to do the reverse. Instead of going up, we're going to go negative, because if we have positive 4, or positive 4 over 1, that's the same thing as negative 4 over negative 1, because you have a double negative there, so it's going to become positive that way. So we're going to go down 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, but this time we're going to go to the left 1 instead of to the right, just to make it fit on this graph. If I can draw a straight line. And there's our graph for that one. Alright, so that basically covers everything that will be on the semester test. Good luck, and hope you study a little bit.